are yet to vote to come and vote. So what message will you get across to them?
Yeah, the message I have for my members of MPP is that they should come out in their numbers. Somewhere someone asked me, Madam, are you sure people can win this seat? I said, yes. Even the dry tree has hope that it can still grow. So we also know that in Ayawaso, MPP can equally win this seat. If we come out and work hard, we can win the seat for today.
You have had your fair share of electoral violence. What do you make of the security arrangement?
Well, the security arrangement is good. And the previous by-election or the rerun, the security was also very good. Where I was attacked, there were more than 100 police officers there. All I want to say that the security is around, but they should be up and doing. That's all that I want to say.
Thank you so much, Honorable. We are so grateful. We also have here Honorable Kokofu. Hello, please kindly shift. Okay, we are live on GBC News. Hello, Honorable, good afternoon. And what can you share with us, going around the constituency? What are the observations? What are the
notices? It's straightforward. Just as my sister said, we are expecting that people will come around and vote. The expectation of security has been met. The low turnout, obviously, is expected because of the weekday and then also the Ramadan and other things. However, she was right that this constituency have seen NDC almost always in office, in power. They've been voting for them, but they don't see any meaningful development. So the appetite to come out to vote is not there. We are asking new patriotic party members to forget about those things and then come out. Inshallah, God willing, we may be able to win this seat. And once it's done, we'll be able to move forward. So we are in the process of rebuilding in order to recapture power. That is how come most of us are out there trying to ginger the base and then also to make sure that the electoral processes go through without any form of intimidation. No violence, nobody takes the law into his or her own hands in order to intimidate our members. So we are ready and prepared. Don't forget we have our leader, we have our flag bearer, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. He himself is praying hard that we go through this process peacefully and then the reconstruction, rebuilding of the party also carried out effectively. So 2028, check out for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
But this issue of low voter turnout when it comes to by-elections, is there something we can do differently to improve the situation?
Well, I have said, as far back as when I was in Parliament, that for me, by-elections must be limited to the party that holds the seat, so that we do not waste time and money and resources. But the current situation, that's what the law allows. But I will feel and I will want to see in future that by-elections are done at the level of the party that holds the seat.
And Honorable Kokofu, all members of the NPP, they were going round to observe the process. And so we are currently at the Nima cluster of schools here in Nima. And as you can see behind me, the process is ongoing, but it's quite an empty place. Only an exercise with the EC officials and the security personnel here, but the actual voters are missing. Yeah. So we would want to quickly go and speak to some of the agents and also the EC officials to find out the total number of people who are expected to vote in these centers. We have two of them, I think A and B. So we'll find out collectively how many people or voters are expected to cast their ballot and how many have voted so far. A very good afternoon to you. Hello, sir. My name is Gifty AJ, and you are live on GBC News. Please kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Benjamin. I can't make a generalization, but hopefully, they are coming. Yeah.
Is it making the work boring? You know, when you sit here, maybe 10-minute intervals, one person will just come in and all that. Are you?
No, not really. If you're doing something you want to do and you have interest in doing it, you can't be bored. And the fact that the assurance is that they are also coming. Yes, and then if you have been following the trajectory, the voting trajectory for the last couple of years, you know that in the by-elections, you don't expect bigger turnout. You know what I mean? Yeah, unlike the main elections where the explosive numbers sometimes come in. It's a by-election, so obviously you expect a certain percentage of the voters coming out to vote. And so we bank our hope in that until 5 o'clock, anything at all can change.
Thank you so much, sir. We are so grateful. So let's turn the microphone to the agents, the candidate agents, and then find out from them how they are also observing the process. Hello. Good afternoon. Your name, sir, and which candidates are you representing?
My name is Daniel Amachi. I'm presenting Baba Jama of the NDC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you happy with the process so far?
Really, too happy. I'm happy. Yeah.
Hello, Ma. Let me also give you a bite. So what's your name and which candidate?
Please, my name is Nadia Seidu. I'm a candidate for MPP for Baba Ali Yusuf. Yeah, number 3 on the ballot.
And are you satisfied with the whole proceedings so far?
I'm so satisfied. Everything is going smooth. Yes.
Thank you so much. Oh, hello. Okay. Yes. Which candidate, your name and which candidate are you representing?
My name is Setrana Kojolati, and I'm representing Babali of the MPP, the fresh boy. Yes.
Thank you so much. The last person. Hello. My name is Gifty AJ, and we are live on GBC News. Kindly introduce yourself to us and then the candidates you are here for.
My name is Simon Kwame Agbakuji. I'm here for Honorable Baba Jama, yes, NDC candidate.
It looks like your people are not coming. What do you think is the reason or the cause of it?
Oh, you know, today is a working day, one. And then we are also in the Ramadan season. So some of them are sleeping. As for the Muslims, they are sleeping. Around 3 o'clock after praying, they will come in to vote. And those who have gone to work, by that time, they will also be closing to join us to vote. So I hope they will be coming. Yes. And we are
Were you cooking? Did you go to work? What's the reason?
I was working.
You went to work. Okay. And so from this process, what do you want the candidates that you elect to do for you and the community? Oh, she's not shy. Okay, tell that. You have nothing to say. Okay. Yes. So okay, there's one voter here seated here. I took her for an EC official. Hello, Ma. Your name?
My name is Maisha Umar, and I'm here for Alhaji Umar Senda, independent candidate. Yes.
How is the process to you so far?
So far, so good. We thank God. Because today it's weekdays, so it's slow, and then because it's by-election, we don't expect that much. So yes, that's why. But we are still here.
And what are your expectations, for the candidates that will win? What do you want the candidates to do for you and the community, as he represents you guys in Parliament?
Yes, he will do a lot. We know he has been doing and he will do. We know and we believe. And so far he has mentioned some things that he will do when he comes. He said he would provide ambulance to the community, and then he would bring buses for the students that are still going to school. And yes, our community, he would work on the roads and stuff, yes. And we believe it. He has been doing, he will do it, yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my lady. And so these are live pictures from the Ayawaso East constituency, specifically the Nima cluster of schools. And as you can see, it's really a hot weather. temperatures, hovering around 33 degrees. It's actually hot, but we're hoping that by close of the day, we can have, enough voters coming in to cast their ballots. And so this is where we end this production from the Ayawaso East constituency, specifically the Kanda cluster of schools. Reporting for GBC News, Gifty AJ, Accra. Welcome back to the studios. This is still our production for the Ayawaso East by-election. We've been getting to our correspondents across the constituency, giving us some updates on what is happening. Earlier was Daryl Lantego speaking to the Greater Accra Regional Secretary of the NDC, Ibrahim Jaja. Then we went to Gifty, who has been speaking to some people in the polling center, particularly Madam Hawa Kumsen, former Fisheries Minister, member of the NPP, and also Mr. Henry Kokofu, who is also a member of the NPP. Now, she's also been speaking to some voters, electoral officials at the polling centers. And we're about to the studio to continue with the conversation. I've been joined by another guest. We have Saka Salia. He is a member of the NPP communications team. So now Roger has someone who will be responding to all the comments he'll be making in the studio. Now, Roger, I'll come to you first because
under your watch, when you formed a whole ministry and gave over $45 million to drench Odona, what came out of it? Well handled, it affects such areas. You get it? Well handled, it affects such areas. You get it? Going into Nima, the Nima market is one of the biggest markets in the heart of Accra. And people go to patronize goods and services. And people go to patronize goods and services. What are the prices of goods and structural projects apart from the road projects that we came to meet and we are continuing? And the new ones we want to roll on through the big push agenda. As it stands now, we have stabilized the economy and what we call the preconditions to take off. So apparently, the country is yet to take off on projects. But when it comes to the release of funds to the various MMDCs, Ayawaso East has not been left out under administration. And
what have you done with those funds? Because a peculiar challenge of Ayawaso East is sanitation. What have you done sanitation-wise for the people of Ayawaso East?
Apparently, the municipal has taken drastic steps to make sure that sanitation issues are kept. It's a journey. Go around at Ayawaso. It is evident.
It is evident that the place is clean.
So what? Yes, that we have seen progress, significant progress. What you want to see is to see the physical infrastructure like drainage being constructed, of which we have incorporated it into our budgets and then our activities that are going to follow up after the stabilization of the economy.
So you have projects you are going to undertake?
Absolutely.
Give me some examples of the project you should expect so we can track.
Yeah, as I told you, there's going to be construction of drainage. The minister announced that there are going to be inland roads that are going to be...
But Ayawaso doesn't really have a problem with roads.
So if physically tangible or physical infrastructure projects, physically tangible or physical infrastructure projects, are you telling me that the projects the government has undertaken or has undertook that has transformed the economic fortunes of this country are not projects? No, they are. Because such a cosmopolitan environment, no, they are. Because such a cosmopolitan environment deals with exchange of goods and services.
How was that translated in the development of Ayawaso?
Oh, if today he moves his car to the filling station to buy fuel, or the people of Ayawaso, they don't buy fuel.
Do you know the number of jobs you've created for the people of that constituency?
See, when it comes, we announced job creation in the SONA. The president made mention of it. And then the 24-hour policy initiative. 10 people were working in that company. That means 20 people extra have to be employed. Activities that enhances life, their living standard that the government has delivered.
Okay, you claim the government has delivered, but let me
Yeah,
hear from let me hear from Saka. Saka, you've heard a lot from your friend Roger.
Yeah.
How do you respond to some of the issues that he has mentioned about the fact that the previous administration did not do much for the people of Ayawaso East?
Before that, there are videos there. If you go there, go and take footages. There are roads. We are doing pavement roads. When we came to power,
please, I think your time has elapsed.
Allow Saka.
Yeah. First of all, let me say good afternoon to our cherished viewers, and I mean, listening to him, you can clearly see that they've done nothing for the people of Ayawaso East. He has not been able to see even one thing that they are doing. Just when you asked me a question, it's chipping that they are doing pavement blocks or something. I don't know what that means. It just doesn't exist. First of all, I mean, when you ask him about what development project they have undertaken in that constituency, he simply did not even have an answer to even one.
Okay, so Saka,
yeah.
Hold on, I'll give you all the time that you need, but I'm told that we have Alan on the line. He's reporting from the Nima Presby Polling Center. He's joining us with some updates on what's happening over there. Hello, Alan.
Use this medium to reach out to people, voters in this constituency, to come out and exercise their franchise. You need to be a part of the decision-making process so we can have a member of parliament that will represent your interest. We are here to encourage you. We don't vote here, but we are here to encourage you because we believe that this democratic process must be upheld by all.
There were some areas who reported equipment failure. Has that come to your attention?
No, not yet. But the places I've been to, and I've been to quite a number of them, have been very smooth. Processes are going on. My equipment are functioning properly. I've had the opportunity of speaking to our agents, our party agents, as well as the NDC agents, and so far it's been very good, very, very smooth. So,
have you had any cause to worry about security, both for voters and EC personnel, especially given where we are?
Well, the places I've been to has been applause all through. I've had good reason to commend the Ghana Police Service for their professionalism. I mean, the very last place I've just been to, you've seen the place, very peaceful, very calm. There are no signs of any aggression whatsoever, and we hope that this will become the norm rather than the exception, so that in our electoral processes we'll have people come in, vote, exercise their franchise without fear of favor or any other thing untoward. And that's how we want things to go. So it's been very smooth so far. Kudos to you, Mr. IGP.
Finally, what will you say are the chances of your candidate pulling through and emerging the winner?
Well, I mean, we know what the historical records for this constituency are. We also are very much aware of of how the good people of this constituency are unhappy with the government of the day because of failed promises and all that. We know that people are trying desperately to get people out to vote for them, but the people here are indicating that they have seen the truth. They are discerning enough, and we are hopeful that at the end of the day, whatever happens today will be an improvement over what happened in 2024. To signal to the good people of this constituency and the entire Ghanaian population that indeed Ghanaians miss NPP and are yearning for NPP to come back and are ready to vote for His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia come 2028 December.
Thank you very much, Dr. Charles Dramina, for speaking to us at GBC News. So, Doreen, that's the view of Dr. Charles Dramina, who is a leading member of the NPP, and he's expressed really very profound impressions relative to today's exercise. And his words, he commends the IGP and the Ghana Police for maintaining security and also assuring security. We'll come back to you whenever anything comes up, Doreen.
Well, That's Alad reporting from the Nima Presby Polling Center. He was talking to who is affectionately called Dr. China about his impressions. Dr. Jamna, popularly called Dr. China. So, giving us his impressions about the process so far. In the studio, we have Sir Kasalia giving us his thoughts on some opinions shared by his other colleague in the studio with me, Roger Roll. So, Dr. Salia, I would give you the floor now, so you can continue with.
You see, I was just saying that if you look at what is happening today is just by-election. And by-election, what happens is that everything is zoomed on the constituency. The development projects are zoomed on the constituency. Promises by the various political parties, promises by the various candidates. Everything is geared towards the development of that constituency. The constituency is a constituency specific. So when you go there, you don't go and talk about what you have done in maybe Pandai. If the elections is in Ayawaso East, you talk about what you will do or you have done with the constituency over the years, or what you intend doing with the constituency. You asked my brother a specific question and he answered generic. You asked, what have you done? He said, oh, inflation. What cry have you done? He said, oh, he just mentioned some, you know, basic economic things. But even that one, we can go into that debate as to whether or not, you know, they are responsible for the inflationary figures that we have seen today. Because, I mean, governance is just like a rally. You know, you change the baton from one person to the other. The one who earns it cannot say that, oh, I did it. Because you did not start from the beginning. You ask him a question. He says, oh, they were in power. They have only been in power for 1 and 4 months. Who told you that? NDC has been in power more than the MPP. Because NDC in the Fourth Republic have been in power more than the MPP. So when we ask questions, you don't go and then pick 8 years and say that, oh, they left power. We have spent only 1 year. That is not what you are saying. Even the last 20 years, if you have done something monumental that the people can use to vote for you, you can cite it. But I mean, in the Fourth Republic, NDC has not done anything worthy of being mentioned or worthy or material enough for the people to look at that thing and vote for them to win the by-election. On the other hand, you can say that the MPP has never won there. But the things that we did in Nima, in the Ayawaso East, if you compare that one to the NDC one paled into insignificance.
So what did your party do in the last 8 years?
For instance.
I mean, you did something, yet the people did not even
vote for you. In fact,
your fortunes in the constituency are dwindling.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the last election, for instance, we had about 9,000 as compared to 20-something thousand, 23,000 or so by the NDC. But it has largely to do with the inability of the people themselves to come to vote. So first of all, the people did not come out. They did not vote for us. We understood that. Secondly, if you look at the MPP in Nima constituency, we've done so much for them. And over the years, we've been clawing back some of the losses because we have always increased.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean.
The figures do not say that you have been increasing your
Can you give
votes.
me the figures?
So in the 20, hold on, let me check from here. In the 2020,
but I told you that
that's 2020
results. I told you that 2024 is an outlier, and therefore cannot, because we told you the people did not even come at all. So they didn't come. And
it didn't come, it translated into no vote.
So
we can say that, I mean, they didn't vote for you.
That's what I'm saying. I admitted to that. That in 2024.
So we would want to dispute the fact that you're saying that you have been trying to add on to your figures.
I mean, the absolute numbers.
Or the data.
The absolute numbers we increase. maybe the percentage, that is where you can talk about absolute numbers.
But the NDC
cannot,
also increases absolute
yeah,
numbers.
so that's what I'm saying.
So it's not a matter of you.
That's what I'm
gaining.
saying.
It's a matter
We are
of
talking about
both
absolute
parties.
numbers. Yeah, so we've been increasing our numbers. So you cannot deny that. Maybe you can talk about the percentage and all that. The percentage is not being stable or consistent. But I'm saying that despite all that, despite the fact that we have not been the best ally of the constituency, in terms of development, the MPP has done better. For instance, if you look at the human development, we've been able to take about 40 and 2 badges to do this doctorate program.
I mean, 40 of the residents
in
Ayawaso East.
In Ayawaso East, to go and do this doctorate thing. To become
sponsored
doctors.
by the government.
Sponsored by the government
at the
and
time.
facilitated by the government also. Because some of them, government has to do the facilitation, get the sponsorship, and then take them on board. Apart from that, we created the Zongo Development Fund. That fund even became a ministry. And then we ensured that
what was really the impact of that fund and that ministry in the constituency?
That's what I'm saying. The ministry in the constituency was able to pay, for instance, if you look at the region over that particular constituency and others, because it's not the only Zongo constituency. We used to have Arabic teachers who teaches, but they were not being, paid by government. So the ministry ensured that all those people, are brought into, the government payroll, so that they are paid, and then to ensure that they get the needed encouragement that would let them also impact knowledge to the people. We rehabilitated schools within some of the Zongo areas, including Nima. The cluster of schools, if you go and see it, it's no longer the same. I mean, it brought facelift to it. Apart from that, sanitation, and then this drainage, storm drainage, we've been able to solve those things. And if you go to Nima today, Nima, I was as an ambulance. It's as a result of what we brought, the policy that we brought through IPAP. A policy of one constituency, one ambulance. That led to Ayawaso East having its own ambulance. Ayawaso North, it used to be one constituency, and then we divided it. Ayawaso North also have and all that. So and these are people who live in a community, and then we have now been able to divide the constituency, and by the division they've gotten 2 ambulances and all that. So when it comes to development, the MPP has done so much. And apart from that, sometimes the community itself, as part of the development methodology that we use, the money is brought, and then the needs assessment of the people are done. Then the people themselves will say, okay, at this particular time, we need A, B, C, and D. Then those monies are given, and then those provisions are given.
But Asaka, if you have done all of this, why do the people of Ayawaso East keep rejecting your candidates?
But that is the reason why we have the hope that this time around they will look into the past and say that indeed the MPP has been good to us, and that we have to pay them back by giving the nod to Ali Baba.
But the polls do not suggest that you are going to make any impact.
Well, I mean,
just around 21%. That's against Baba Jamal's projected 75%.
No, Baba Jamal is the one who projected it, or somebody.
No, Baba Jamal did not project. It was the Global Info
with all the things Baba Jamal has done in this country, with all the bribery and the corruption that herald their primaries. You think the people will look into the face of Ghanaians and go and vote for Baba Jamal?
I mean, his contest, the party cleared him to contest.
No, that's what I'm saying. For me, I knew that the party was going to clear him. After all, I mean, it's the policy of the party. It doesn't matter how you get there. Just get there. So what they were doing, it was just smoke screen. What the party was doing, that let's form a committee to go and look into the issue. It was a smoke screen to deceive the people. Because the thing was so palpable. and the impunity was so great and grave that the party in shame would have to do something to cover up. And that was the reason why that they had to set a committee to go and look into that. So that Ghanaians would say that, oh, the NDC is doing something, you know,
But they have at least, they've at least taken an action. The NPP, no action was taken. Have you, they've decided, they formed a committee to look into it. The committee came out with this report. I mean, they said that there was nothing much that they could do because the time was almost someone had to contest. But they at least decided.
It was a plan.
Has the NPP, on the other hand, at any point set up a committee to look into issues?
Because we have never put ourselves in such a shameful situation.
Are you sure?
Never.
Are you sure?
No, you wait, I'm coming. Have you ever heard in the NPP that there's a contestant who is sharing motorbikes?
I remember in the election, that was the 2024 elections, I remember there was a case where a candidate was sharing as much as, I think...
No, wait. I'm asking you, no, you see, I'm asking you, have we ever heard?
There have been allegations.
Ever heard?
There have been allegations. There have been allegations of
allegations there.
There have been
allegations. Somebody
even sharing gas cookers. There have been allegations.
Allegations. Forget about allegations. This one is.
You take allegations.
This one. No, listen. This one is a proven allegation because the thing was done in the full glare of the public. That is the impunity we are talking about. The motorbikes were shared. The televisions were shared. Everybody saw it. Everybody saw the various delegates holding their televisions, some holding their money, and then, you know, exposing the money to the full glare of everybody. So the impunity with which the NDC did it demands that they have to do something extraordinary. They have to do something to do a cover-up. Because that committee, that so-called committee, was a charade. It was not going to do anything. So, I mean, let's even leave it. For me, if I were part of the NDC, remember, even the NDC, apart from this particular one, in most of their primaries, that's what happened. It's about it's not just an issue with the NDC. It's an issue with both parties, and that's exactly. I will not deny that.
Run through an election,
but,
so you cannot just accuse the NDC when your parties are.
But I'm saying that what the NDC is doing has never been done. I mean, I can cite examples. So many of those examples.
NDC can also cite a number of your examples.
No, and you see, the current Greater Accra Regional Minister, when she was asked that the NDC was buying votes, and that one, I think it was in the Ablekuma North. Is it Ablekuma North? Yes. He said, oh, I mean, it's not a new thing. Everybody buys votes. If the NPP think that somebody is buying votes, they should also go and buy votes. What an impunity. What a disgrace. And then such a person is still a minister holding herself as the Greater Accra Regional Minister. And then this is happy with her. They never set a committee to go and investigate what
they have at least taken a step with this particular incident.
And then what came out of it? Nothing came out of it.
At least a committee was set up to look into it. Your party has not done that.
You set a committee to go and clap for the person.
They have taken a step. Have you taken that step, your party, as a party?
In NPP, we have never, been culpable in such a manner. When you
Saka,
at West, what you hear is that there's an allegation of ABC.
Saka. So let's hold.
But not a proven allegation.
Let's get to our correspondent Alan, and then we'll come back to the studio. Hello, Alan. If you can hear me, what's happening?
Hi, thank you very much, Doreen. We're still down here at the Nima Presby cluster of schools. Had not too long ago to Dr. Charles Dramina of the NPP stock. We also had Akogan of the NDC come through, but just before him came along Chairman Buga, the third vice chairman of the NPP, who clearly was very upbeat, full of energy, ramping up the young men who were with him, scoring votes, no matter what did come up and win the day. Moved. We want officer, the officer here who speak and tell us how the day has gone so far. Madam, please tell me your name.
My name is Catherine Ahiado.
Madam Ahiado, Lake, wonderful. And you said you can't speak English. Anyway, so how has today been for you so far?
So far, so good.
There were some places where they had some setbacks with the equipment to start with, and so they didn't start as early as 7. Was that the same case with you?
We started as early as 7.
And how many people have you come to vote so far?
79 so far out of 352.
Wow, 79 out from 352. What, in your view, may account for this low voter turnout?
I may say because today is a working day, and we are in a Muslim community, they are fasting too, so I think it's because of those two, that is why they were not able to come. But I'm sure they will be coming later in the evening when the sun is a little bit down.
We have been to places to report on by-elections, and some places has been really very violent, very difficult place to go through. What's the situation with security out here for you?
Oh, this place is very calm, very, very calm. If there is a word more than calm, that is what we are experiencing here.
Wow. Wow, that's very impressive to hear. And going forward, have you seen any change since the morning around till about 2? We were told it will change. Have you seen any change in voter response so far?
No change. It's still the go slow thing, but I'm sure they will come.
Right. Interesting you mentioned is still the go slow. Walk me through the process. When someone shows up to vote, what are some of the processes you take them through before they go to the ballot point where they cast their vote?
When the voter comes first, you have to visit the name reference list officer.
Which is what we see on in our shots now?
Yes, please. So from here, you come to the verification officer. She will look into the register and then take your name in the register and use the verification machine to verify your fingerprints.
Right.
Then from there, you will come to the ballot issuer and then take your ballot and go and cast your vote.
So this lady, having just gone through the BVD or biometric verification device, is now clear to come and then receive the ballot paper and go cast her vote. What happens from this point to the point where they will cast their ballot if they decide to do anything other than just go into the booth and cast their vote? What happens if they choose to do anything other than what you're doing for them now? You're folding it for them. If they decide to do anything other than just holding it the way you've given it to them, what happens?
We don't. I actually supervise. Right. I go through with them. I supervise so that they will not do anything aside what they are supposed to do here. So when the person is going, I watch and make sure you do the right thing.
Yesterday, when I was speaking to Mr. Tete from the EC, he mentioned how some people would normally film their vote and then take pictures of their vote or the ballot paper. Have you had any such incidents here?
No, please. No.
And what do you do if something like that happens here?
I prompt the security officers, but so far I haven't experienced that.
Right. Thank you so very much, Madam, for speaking to us. That's the presiding officer at this polling station here at the Nima cluster of schools, who's taking us through the process all over again. She's also quite hopeful that as the day wears on, people will eventually find their way to the polling stations to cast their votes. Indeed, you'd also agree with us that because it's a Muslim, predominantly Muslim constituency, people who are fasting may likely be resting rather than being around or trying to get to polling stations, Doreen.